You don't have to gatekeep because people are not gonna do it. Trust me. I've coached people for instance 2020. I started coaching. That's about 6 years now. And let me tell you something. People don't do it. They don't do it. You could tell them the sauce from top to the bottom. They're not gonna do it. They rather you help them. You babysit them. They want you to babysit them and essentially do it for them, but they call it help. I tell them I have the same phone that you have. I set my phone here and I record my content. I put out my content. I don't overthink my content because emotions, they transfer very well when you in the moment. They overthink, they act like they dropping an album and nobody's thinking about them. They make the product all about themselves, all about them, all about them, all about them. They don't think about the other person. I tell them exactly what I'm doing. I tell them how how I earn my income. I tell them I'm doing TikTok shop. I give them the examples. I tell them, hey, listen, I will use LinkedIn. I tell them I put the content on TikTok first. If it does well, I transfer it over to Instagram. I tell them everything, and they don't do it. They don't do it. They find some way not to do it. They go around and say, I don't want my face in it, or how do you do this, and that. They rather stay broke. They rather stay without in that vein. And they just don't do it. It's called a rat race. If you read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, you know exactly what the rat race is. They just do it. They just do the wrong thing. It don't work and they still do it. And then when they want my help, they want me to babysit them. But I'm not gonna make the money that they make. You gotta go and do it for yourself. I give you the blueprint and you gotta go do it. They find a way not to do it. They just find a way to not do it. And it's not frustrating. Don't get me wrong. It's just an observation because it's like, man, like you don't have to gatekeep. Just tell them everything. They not gonna do it, and people are still gonna try to pay me to teach them for a little bit of help. And I tell them the best way to use my coaching services is to get one thing done first, and then come to me and say, okay, I'm at this point. What do I do next? And then when I tell them that, they don't think. They stop thinking, and then they just like. And I have the same phone they have. They make an excuse. Oh no, but you have the gray beard. Oh no, but you're a medical professional. Oh no, but you could dance. They just want to stay in the situation that they are because it's comfortable. That's why when I learned that the enemy in these United States of America or this world is not failure, it's comfort. That's when I started making money. I started making crazy money, life-changing money. And that's how I know, like, yo, you don't need $1 million, bro. All you need is $30,000 a month. That's it. People act like you have to be super duper rich. All you need is $30,000 a month and you're good. That's it. $30,000 a month consistently, you're good. But yeah, you don't have to gatekeep, man. People just not going to do it, bro. Probably 99.9% of people are not going to do it.